All right, Pac-Manians, here we are. We're back again with page 2 of 10.5. It says to use a diagram. It's really, really similar to what I've been saying all along is the bouncing decimal. So Jamie made a bracelet that's 1.8 decimeters long, right? So I would put 1.8 decimeters is right here, long. How many millimeters is Jamie's bracelet? So you would take your conversion chart and go, right, 1, 2. So I would go 1, 2, place a decimal. What do I put in all my empty troughs? 0, right? So I would get 180 millimeters, all right? So let's take a look at what they say. They say show 1.8 decimeters. Since the unit is decimeters, place the decimal point so the decimeters are the whole number of the unit. That should make sense. 1.8 decimeters, 1 and 8 tenths decimeters. So I have one whole, and then I have a partial decimeter. Cross out the decimal and rewrite it so that the millimeters. So if I were to cross this out and make the millimeters the whole number, I would put my decimal over there. Okay. Right, zeros to the left of the decimal, which is what we this is like the whole filling in the trough deal, right? And so this is 180. So for me, get on with the bouncing decimals, all right? It's the quickest, easiest way. I just use my chart. I mean, if you have a chart anyway, you don't need to like draw underneath, okay? But you could use that if you wanted to. Complete the equation to solve the conversion. So I'm going to convert 247 milligrams, which is the smallest. So everything else is bigger. So I will need less of them. So I will, if I need less, divide, right? So we know that we're going to be dividing down here because milligrams are the smallest thing that we have. To centigrams, decigrams, and just plain old grams, okay? So are the units being converted to a larger unit or a smaller unit? They're going to be converted to a larger unit, right? On this side, large. On this side, small. I need lots. I need few for the same distance, weight, or capacity. Okay, this happens to be weight. So should you multiply or divide? We're going to divide because we want a smaller number. I mean, if I have 247 milligrams, that is not 2,470 decigrams or grams or whatever, right? It's going to be some smaller number. So we're going to write divide in here into all of these, and you'll see a pattern because it's powers of 10, it's bouncing decimal, it's going to move one decimal place each time. So if I take 247 and I divide it by 10, if you can't see that, I'm going to rewrite it just a little bit bigger. 247, I'm going to divide, I'm going to put my decimal right here. And if I divide by 10, that's 1 power of 10. That is one place value spot, right? We're a base 10 numbering system. So I just take it and I go one space. Just like up here, if you look over here, the milligrams to centigrams is one space, one little jump. So this is going to be 24.7. And if I want to go 2 spaces, 1, 2 to decigrams, I take 247, I can place my decimal, and I'm going to go 2 jumps. 1, 2, and it's going to be 2.47, 2 47 hundredths. So if you notice the pattern, the decimal, if you had the original value over here, it would be 247 decimal, right? Now it's 24.7, 2.47. Where do you think the last one would be? Just by looking at it, hopefully it makes sense that it would go right up here in front. 247 thousandths of a gram. You could put a 0 in front if you want to. You don't have to. But if I want to prove that over here, I write 247. I put my decimal right there. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Boom. And put it there. All right? Pretty easy. Don't get the yellow distracted. You distracted me there for a second. That's decigrams. This is the one I'm wanting right there, grams. All right. So now I'm going to go to hectoliters. I think it's interesting to note that all of the ones that are smaller end with I. Deci, centi, milli. If it doesn't end with I, okay, then it's bigger than a gram or a meter or a liter. All right, so we got hectoliters, 3.9 of them. I'm going to write 3.9 right here. All right. Are the units being converted to decaliters, liters, and deciliters? So I'm going to be going, if you look at your chart, I'm just going to use this one because it's really convenient. But I'm starting here, and I'm going to go to there, there, and there. All right, so I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. If I'm going to the right, my units are getting smaller, so I'm needing more of them. So what will I do? Multiply. More means multiply, right? I need more to make the same amount of distance, capacity, or weight, okay? So let's take a look. So we know we're going to multiply. So it's the unit's being converted to a smaller unit. I'm going smaller. Smaller means I need more, right? More means I multiply. Okay. So I'm going to put multiplication in all of these. And I'm just going to bounce my decimal the number of units away it is. So if I want to go to hecto to deca, I just look at my chart, right? Just look at my chart and I go, well, I'm going to go from hecto to deca. So that is one spot. So I move my decimal one spot and I put it there. So that's going to be 39. Easy, right? Then I'm going to put 3.9 and I want to go from hecto to liters. So I want to go to here now. So I go 1, 2. 1, 2. Put a 0 in my empty trough and put my decimal. I get 390. Gee, I wonder what will come here. 39, 390, 3900 makes sense because I'm just moving my decimal one spot over. And if I want to look at it, 3.9. Hecto to liter, 1, 2, or to deci, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Place my decimal, and in that empty troughs, what do I put? Zeros, 3,900. So notice, it's just moving a decimal. I don't even really need to do any kind of math whatsoever. I just gotta know how far apart they are. How many powers of 10? I'm gonna multiply or divide by powers of 10, which just means bouncing decimal. All right, gonna move to the next page.